All right, Shalom.
which he got
Giving
scriptures
all
to
honor,
talk
all
about
praise, and
he's
all
going to
glory to
be
Yahweh,
healed
Bashem,
of the
Yahushai, Bashem,
invaluable
Rachak,
things in
Wadash.
Israelite. Yeah, he said some
Double
real
honors to the
things,
elder
but
apostles
he's
and
not
bishops
no
of the great
real
millstone that
Israelite.
rule
You know,
well.
he
Peace,
has
blessings, and
the Sabbath.
salutations to the hopeful
First of all,
elect
Sabbath
tabernacle of
is based
David,
upon
scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth.
the new moon, which
So
other
I'm
guys
watching
go
this
over.
live premiere from the
You guys
Apostle
in the
Tahar.
reason why you
You
guys
know,
go
he's
by the new
covering,
moon being
this whole
Sabbath is based on the new moon
bitter
because it
herb
came up
issue,
under GMS.
which you got this guy,
But now,
Brother Hassad.
keep reading. I'm sorry, y'all.
All right, he's
Trying to mumble
pretty
a little
much
bit. I'm a little
trying to
excited.
argue that
But thou, son of man,
you
hear
know,
what I
eating
say
romaine lettuce,
unto thee.
it
Be
shouldn't
not-
be an
be
issue
not
because it's
thou
considered
rebellious
a bitter
like that
herb.
rebellious house.
So he wants to
Hassad,
go the
brother
technical
Hassad, is
route,
part of that
you know,
rebellious
because,
house. I don't give a damn
you
how
know, it says,
you can quote.
all right, and
Esau quotes
also
scriptures too.
the damn small hats, you know, that's what they
Open
use.
thy mouth and
All right, so
eat that I
he wants to
give thee.
get through
What did Most
by
High
the
give you every
technicality
year?
of it.
You gotta eat.
So
You don't
now
eat
you see him
herb
on the
the rest of the year,
comment
you don't
board,
have to. But on that
and
night,
he's trying to
you
go
gotta
into the
eat best to
Strongs
eat them
on
damn
what the
herbs.
word bitter actually mean, which we already know. We know what it
Behold,
mean. All right, it's from
and
the
hand
Hebrew
was sent unto me,
marah,
just like John on
which
the Isle of
basically means
Patmos.
bitter.
And lo, a roll
For
of
example,
a book
when
was therein,
when
a
Moses,
little book that was
he
given
had
to John.
when
And
they
he
went
spread
to
it before
what
me
was the name of the place? I
because of
believe
the
it's in
roll.
Exodus, if I'm not mistaken.
And it
Let me turn the volume down. Apostle going in, but let me go to the precept. I believe it's in Exodus 15 when he went to the plain of Marah. Yeah, this is Exodus 15. Yep, and 22. It says, so Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. So obviously, the water, you know, it was a little contaminated. It was dirty. You know, it had a bitter, dirty taste to it. All right. After what Moses did, he made the water sweet, meaning he purified it. All right. He took a certain plant that was used to basically filter it out, and the water became more purified. It was more drinkable. All right. So if we want to compare it to lettuce, when you eat a fresh romaine lettuce, this shit is damn near sweet. There's nothing bitter about it at all. All right. Now, when you actually, however, look it up, you know, what makes it actually become bitter, and this is easy Google search. Romaine lettuce can turn bitter due to factors like heat stress, maturity, and bolting when the plant focuses on producing seeds instead of leaves. But you can mitigate bitterness by planting in cooler months, providing shade, and choosing heat-tolerant varieties. Okay? So you have certain romaine lettuce that after it's aged and it's sat in certain temperatures for a period, it start to become bitter. All right, but when it's fresh and it's thriving in regular temperatures, it's really barely any taste to it. You know, it's not bitter at all. People eat it in a salad every freaking day. You go to a restaurant and order you a burger. They'll put some iceberg on it, or some of them will put romaine lettuce on it. Ain't nothing bitter about that, man. And what I take is that this dude Hassad, he's just trying to make an excuse, all right, to continue to be comfortable. He didn't want to deal with the bitterness, you know, which is really a message of weakness. All right, well, if we're supposed to be men in this thing, then this shouldn't be an issue. All right, to get a more bitter herb to commemorate the Passover. Like, come on, man. Your tolerance levels might not be where it needs to be. Because we when we eat the bitter herb, it's symbolizing the level of affliction and bitterness of our captivity. Or maybe you ain't going through nothing for your tolerance levels to be that damn low. It doesn't matter if it tastes good or not. So you telling me to keep a commandment, it got to be convenient for you? Sirach 32:17. The sinful man finding excuse according to his will, he will not be reproved. And I guarantee you, this dude's gonna try to strike back. He's gonna go live and make his little response and try to act like we don't know why we basically gonna try to play victim, like we're just attacking them again. But when we heard you say what you said, of course that struck us the wrong way, because hey, man, the Heavenly Father, all right, he's very particular in the things that he wants us to do. All right. and when we, correct you, it ain't out of malice, it ain't out of hatred. But you going in the wrong path, my man. And then you're trying to make excuses by trying to get technical. They consider it a bitter herb, but there's really nothing bitter about it. Unless you take some lettuce and you grow it during a certain season, and then you let it sit up under high temperatures where it gets stressed. That's where the bitterness can actually increase. But I doubt that y'all did all that. I'm pretty sure you just went to the market and went and got you a fresh head of romaine lettuce, or you probably got the bag joint. Ain't nothing bitter about that, man. So yeah, these dudes, man, they're showing you, all right. They're not willing to go through that straight gate, okay. But the information is right there, all right. It really is not really bitter, and unless it goes through a process to become bitter. Now, going back to this account with Moses, the water was actually bitter. They couldn't even drink it. You don't nobody say, I can't eat romaine lettuce. This is too bitter. Nah, man. Kids can eat that. You feed your turtle that lettuce. What are we doing? Put off now the weak nature, like the scriptures tell us. The Lord, the Lord had to drink of a cup. He said, how many of y'all can drink the cup that I'm getting ready to drink? And when the apostle Tahar was going into it, when Ezekiel ate the whole roll, when John ate the roll, it was in their mouth sweet, but when they digested it, man, it was bitter. It was very bitter. And even in Ezekiel, once he ate the roll and he realized, what was contained in that roll, he concluded it with lamentation, mourning, and woe. Ezekiel 3, or it might be the second chapter. Yeah, let me go to the prior chapter. Yep. Ezekiel 2:9, it says, and when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me. And mind you, Yahushua, he comes in a volume. This is his, this is of him. So even when we eat the unleavened bread and we eat the lamb, we know that the lamb represents the sacrifice. The unleavened bread represents the his body, right? But we eat the bitter herb because, hey, the Lord was getting ready to be afflicted, and his spirit was very bitter. It was heavy. It says, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. All right. And, when you have an understanding of this, you're not going to be in that mirthful spirit. It ain't going to be easy. This thing is bittersweet. And it's not going to be easy going down when you digest it. All right. So, the homie is just making the excuse, and like the scriptures say, let me grab this. I think it's was it Proverbs 28? Yeah, bitter means bitter, man. You can't make it anything else. I don't care how many Strongs, you go into the Strongs on the Hebrew, they try to post it, and technically it means lettuce. Come on, man. Who is it at? Proverbs 28:26. It says, "He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely shall be delivered." Let me get that in the Amplified Bible. So now he on the comment section trying to make excuses. In the Amplified, this is Proverbs 28:26 says, "He who trusts confidently in his own heart is a dull, thick-headed fool, but he who walks in skillful and godly wisdom will be rescued." And these guys, they get real puffed up and proud. So you can't say anything about them. If you address these dudes, they're gonna fire right back. It'll turn into a tit for tat, and that's what we learn about these guys, man, because they're still young and immature in the faith, even though they might know a bunch of scriptures. They might know how to go into because they came up under Alazar, and that's what he did. All right, but you see his maturity levels. He never grew. What's the other one where it talks about being untaught? Nah, the one I'm looking for is in Proverbs. Let me do this. Because at this point, you can't really tell this dude nothing, Proverbs 15:10, it says, "There is severe discipline for him who turns from the way of righteousness, and he who hates correction will die." That's a proverb. Let me see. Proverbs 15:12, it says, "A scoffer, unlike a wise man, resents one who rebukes him and tries to teach him. Nor will he go to the wise for counsel and instruction." And these gurus don't have any elders, because the former head that they was once under, who they were underlings under, he defied authority. He didn't want men leading him. He wanted to be the top guy, and he exalted himself and went out and got a following. And look what the Lord did to him. And these dudes, you would think that they would have learned the lesson, but surely, you already know what it is. They're gonna harden their necks. Jake is just gonna continue to be rebellious. All right. And homie's gonna make his little response video. All right, and try to get on us because we're rebuking them. All right, who the hell eats romaine lettuce on the Passover, man? A serious night like the Passover, you eat. Yeah, you showing that you're not built for it, man. You just not, because that's weak. All right, what the Lord had to go through, that was bitter. With the prophets, when they had these visions that made them so terrified that they was vomiting, pulling their hair out, mourning. They seen a lot of things that was bitter to them. It wasn't easy to digest. Jake wanted it easy, which is the opposite of the straight gate. So go ahead and continue to make your excuses, bro. All right. You can't say that we just getting on you just because we want to find a new guy to get on. You just happen to fall right on the radar. Brother happened to be catching you live, and you said that silly shit right on the camera. Hey, brother, certain brothers use horseradish, but I'm not gonna eat it because I just don't like it. It's disgusting. So I'm not gonna eat it. Like you sounding a little sedity right there, man. That's we grown men here. All right, the Lord enlisted us to be good soldiers. All right, and soldiers are able to endure whatever, even if it's uncomfortable. Maybe this thing is too bitter for you, and you just not realizing it yet. So, all right, I'm not gonna make this long, but yeah, brothers is on the comment board lighting it up. You can see it. Jake just wanted smooth. They wanted real easy, and that's Jake. Like when the prophets would, come to Jake with the Most High's message, they didn't want to hear it because it wasn't smooth enough. Jake don't like balance. Isaiah 30 and verse 8. And it says, now go and write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. And hey, to eat your bitter herb, that's the law. He didn't say a sweet herb that turns bitter, unless you're gonna eat it when it's actually bitter. When you buy it from the store and you eat it on the day that you bought it, there's nothing bitter about it at all. So even if you're trying to get technical and they say that lettuce can be a part of that, it can be classified up under bitter herb, it's not bitter. And the purpose of why we're supposed to eat the bitter herb. It's meant to actually be uncomfortable. It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Yeah, we want y'all to water down your message, man. Tell us something else. And applying it to the Passover. Now, I don't want horseradish. That's too bitter. I don't like the taste of it. So I'm gonna get something a little more sweeter. Something that's more easier to digest. You wouldn't have been able to handle, the lots that the ancient prophets had at all. So that's how Jake wanted. They want everything smooth, comfortable, soothing, easier. And that's the broad way. And the Lord said, many shall go in thereat. So this is not a surprise, But it's all good, man. I ain't gonna make this too long. Hopefully y'all edified. And hey, brother side, hey, this ain't out of hatred, but you going off and this is a poor representation of character. All right, it's showing your lack of character here, man. At least for Yahushua, man, if we commemorating him, deal with his bitterness. Because would he have to suffer? We got to suffer too, because we're part of his body. You tripping off of the bitterness of a herb, how much more when Jacob's trouble hit, when the persecution comes, man? You worried about an unpleasant taste in your mouth. That's soft. Anyway, I'm going to end. I'm going to give all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And until the next lesson, Shalom.